Good morning to all. Now we are going to solve the set of concordant equation by using the Chinese remainder theorem. So before solving the equation, only one condition we have to check for it. If it is satisfied, then we can solve. The condition is the given m1, m2 and m3. Here the m1 value is 5, the small m1. The small m1 is 5, the small m2 is 7, the small m3 is 8. That GCD of 3 number should be 1. So here the GCD of 5, 7, 8 is 1. So then we can solve it. If it is not 1, then we cannot solve that concordant equation. So the generic equation is normally we have to write that x concordant to a1 mod m1, small m1. Okay, then similarly x concordant to a2 mod m2. Okay, similarly x concordant to a3 mod m3, etc. up to an mod mn. Okay, so just compare these with the given set of equation. Just compare this with the given set of equation. So we can get the given values are a1, a2, a3. Okay, likewise small m1, small m2, small m3. So what is the a1 value? When you compare this generic equation with the given equation, the a1 value is 3, the a2 value is 1, the a3 value is again 1. Okay, then what is the value of small m1, m2, m3? Small m1 is 5, small m2 is 7, and small m3 is 8. Okay, so now we going to calculate the value of capital M1 and M2. Now we going to calculate the value of capital M1, capital M2, capital M3, as well as the inverse of capital M1 inverse, capital M2 inverse, capital M3 inverse, like that. Okay, M2, M3, M2 inverse, M3 inverse. Once you find the value, you just substitute into the generic equation. Okay, so what is the formula for calculating the capital M? Capital M is calculating by the following instruction. The capital M is small m1 into small m2 into small m3. So what is the value of small m1? 5 into 7 into 8. Okay, so the value is 280. Okay, now we going to calculate the value of m1 and m1 inverse. Okay, so we already calculate the value of capital M. The capital M value is 280. Now we have to find out capital M1, capital M2, capital M3, as well as capital M1 inverse, capital M2 inverse, capital M3 inverse. Okay, so we have to find out M1, M2, M3, as well as M1 inverse, M2 inverse, M3 inverse. Okay, so now calculate M1 is equal to that capital M value is divided by small m1. Okay, likewise capital M2 is equal to the capital M divided by small m2. The capital M3 is equal to capital M divided by small m3. Okay, so what is the value of capital M? The capital M value is 280. What is the value of small m1? The value of small m1 is 5, right? Already we calculating here by the given equation. So the small m1 is 5, the small m2 is 7, the small m3 is 8. So we just substituting here. So the small m1 is 5. Likewise 280 divided by the small m2 is 7. Then here 280 divided by the small m3 is 8. So what is the value here? 5 5s are 25, then 656, then 4 7s are 28, 40, then here 35. Okay, this is the procedure of calculating capital M1, capital M2, capital M3. So here we just substitute 56, 40 and 35. Now we are going to calculate the value of M1 inverse, M2 inverse, M3 inverse, capital M1 inverse, capital M2 inverse, capital M3 inverse. Now M1 inverse. So normally when we calculate that M1 and by the inverse, the remainder is 1. Okay, so already they given the mod value, that is mod 5. So what is the value of M1? Just now we find out the value of M1 is 56. Okay, so this value only we are going to calculate. Okay, then 1 mod 5. So here we start from 1. Okay, so if I substitute 1 here, 56 into 1, the answer is 56. So if I divide 56 divided by this mod value 5, what is the remainder? The remainder is what? 1 5s are 5, then 11 5s are 55. The remainder is 1, right? So we get the value here. So by using the extended equation algorithm, here the M1 inverse value is 1. Okay, like that M2 inverse, M2 in multiply by M2 inverse. So the given matter is 1 mod 7. So 40, this value only I am going to calculate, then 1 mod 7. So if suppose if I substitute value 1 here, 40 divided by 7, the remainder is not 1, so we cannot take 1. Okay, then if I substitute 2 here, then 40 into 2, 80. 80 divided by 7, the remainder is not 2, so we are not taking 7, so we are not taking 2. Then if I substitute 3 here, then 40 into 3, 120. So 120 divided by 7. So if I substitute 120 divided by 7, what is the value? 7 is 7, 5, 7. Okay, so the remainder value is 1. So this condition is satisfied. So we are consider the M2 inverse value is 3. Okay, likewise M3 inverse. So how we calculate M3 inverse? The M3 multiplied by M3 inverse is equal to 1 mod 8. So 35 into this value only we are going to calculate, 1 mod 8. So you substitute 1 first here. So 35 into 1, what is the value? If it is the remainder is 1, then we can consider that is the answer here. But 1, is it satisfied? No. 2, 35 into 2, 70. 70 divided by 8, what is the remainder? The remainder is not 1, so we cannot consider this. Then take 3. So if I substitute here, 5 3s are 15, 5 3 3s are 9, 105. If it is multiplied by 8, the remainder is 1. Okay, so I consider the M3 inverse is 3. Okay, then now I am going to substitute all these value into the generic equation. That one is A1, a capital M1 inverse plus A2 capital M2 inverse plus A3 M3 inverse mod capital M. Okay, so 3 into 56 into 1 plus 1 into 40 into 3 plus 6 into 35 into 3 divided by mod m. By using the calculator we get the value of 78. Okay, so the x concordant value is 78. So how we check the value? For example, if you take the 78, then substitute here 78. If you divide that 78 by 5, you can get the remainder of 3. Okay, so the answer is right, or otherwise you can substitute here 7. If you substitute 78 divided by 7, you can get the remainder of 1. Okay, because 11 7s are 77, then remainder is 1. Similar to that, here if you substitute 78 here, 78 divided by 8, so the here also the remainder is 1. So that